Most people believe they stop because they are tired. They think their body gave up. They think their energy ran out. They think they reached their limit. But that's not what really happened. Because if tiredness were real failure, humanity would never have built empires, created fortunes, or conquered impossible odds. The truth is darker. You didn't stop because you were exhausted. You stopped because your mind panicked. There is an invisible wall in every pursuit of wealth, success, and power. Almost everyone hits it. Almost everyone believes it's the end. But it's not. It's called the 40% rule. When you feel completely done, when quitting feels logical, when stopping feels responsible, you are only 40% finished. And here's the brutal truth. Wealth begins exactly where most people stop. 97% of people never cross this wall, not because they can't, but because they don't know it exists. Today, you'll see why. Why you quit too early. Fatigue is rarely physical. Your muscles don't fail first. Your lungs don't fail first. Your heart doesn't fail first. Your identity fails first. The moment pressure demands a stronger version of you, the weaker version fights back. Doubt appears. Impatience grows. Frustration screams. Your mind says, "You've done enough. You deserve rest. This is unrealistic. This isn't you." These are not facts. They are psychological alarms designed to protect familiarity. The brain hates transformation because transformation threatens survival. The mind doesn't care about wealth. It cares about safety. And safety lives in sameness. The 40% illusion. When you feel finished, you are not at your limit. You are at the edge of the story you tell yourself, the story of who you are, what you can handle, what kind of life feels reasonable. The 40% rule exposes this lie. It reveals that most human limits are not physical, they are narrative-based. And here's the dark truth. The remaining 60% is where wealth is created, where status is forged, where power concentrates. It's also where most people disappear, not physically, mentally. They retreat into comfort disguised as realism. The mind is built for survival, not wealth. Your brain evolved to keep you alive in caves, not to make you rich, not to make you powerful, not to make you exceptional. Survival requires predictability, low risk, minimal exposure. Wealth requires expansion, uncertainty, visibility. This conflict creates the avoidance loop. Challenge appears, discomfort rises, fear activates, retreat feels logical. The loop resets. Your life stays the same. Avoidance has killed more dreams than poverty ever could, because poverty is external, avoidance is internal. The 3 primal fears. When people say, "I'm tired," they're usually reacting to fear. 3 ancient fears. Fear of inadequacy. What if I'm not enough? Fear of exposure. What if people see me fail? Fear of responsibility. What if success demands more than I can give? These once kept humans alive. Today, they keep people average. Most people treat these fears as laws of physics. They obey them without question. Machiavelli understood something centuries ago. The first battlefield is the mind. A Machiavellian truth. You cannot command wealth if you cannot command yourself. You cannot dominate opportunity if your own mind controls you. The brain stops you at 40% because evolution never planned for domination. Domination requires effort beyond comfort, courage beyond fear, persistence beyond logic. Human limits are not limits, they are suggestions. weak, outdated suggestions. Avoidance is the real enemy. People don't avoid pain, they avoid growth. Avoidance wears friendly disguises, overthinking disguised as analysis, procrastination disguised as timing, busyness disguised as productivity, planning disguised as strategy. These behaviors protect a fragile identity. The mind doesn't avoid effort, it avoids identity collapse. Every time you push past 40%, your ego panics. It whispers, "You've done enough. You're not like them. You should slow down." These whispers are sabotage. Why the rich people keep going? The richest people don't have superior intelligence. They refuse to negotiate with avoidance. They treat resistance as an enemy, not advice. Where others retreat, they advance. Where others escape pressure, they enter it. Their success is not mysterious, it is mechanical. They override the stop signal every time. The comfort addiction. Comfort is the most dangerous drug in modern society. It destroys ambition quietly. Comfort whispers, "Try again tomorrow. You deserve this. No need to push." Machiavelli would call comfort a velvet prison, soft enough to feel safe, strong enough to keep you trapped. At 40% you are safe. At 40% you are average. At 40% you are predictable. Wealth lives in the discomfort beyond. The economics of stopping. Every time you quit at 40%, you pay a hidden tax. Lost skills, missed opportunities, stagnant identity, repeated mistakes, wasted years. The poor pay this tax daily. Wealthy people understand one truth. Exponential returns begin after 40%. The first 40% builds familiarity. The next 60% builds mastery. The first 40% builds income. The next 60% builds wealth. Why hard work is not enough. Millions work hard and stay broke. Wealth is not rewarded to effort. It is rewarded to endurance. Your income is determined by the point where you stop. Move the stopping point and your financial destiny changes. The Machiavellian 40% model. This is not motivation. It is a system. Pillar 1. Friction as intelligence. Resistance reveals where opportunity is unguarded. Pillar 2. The pain ledger. Pain avoided becomes wealth abandoned. Pillar 3. The rule of overrun. When your brain says stop, do 40% more. Pillar 4. The domination window. Elite performance appears after discomfort peaks. Pillar 5. Identity collapse. Old identities must die for new power to form. Dark truths. You were never truly tired, you were afraid. Discipline is not a skill, it's a reflection of self-respect. Comfort kills more dreams than failure. You are not limited by ability, but by where you stop. You are not competing with others, you are competing with your stopping point. Real-world examples. The salesman who makes extra calls. The creator who posts 100 videos instead of 5. The employee who stays when others leave. The athlete who passes the pain barrier. The difference is never talent, it is endurance. The 90-day discipline blueprint. Phase 1. Break the illusion. Do 40% more than planned. Cold exposure. No dopamine mornings. No negotiation with fear. Phase 2. Build the identity. 90-minute deep work. One skill daily. Weekly discomfort. Progress audits. Phase 3. Dominate. One fear-based goal. Double output. Public pressure. Cold standards. The real law of wealth. Most people live and die inside the 40% zone, but the world is shaped by the few who enter the other 60%. Machiavelli would say, "A man who controls himself beyond his limits controls the world." Do not stop when you are tired. Stop when you are unrecognizable.